Hi everyone, how's it going? Daniel Weiss here, and today I'm going to show you how to turn simple chord progressions like this one, which is a 1-6-2-5 chord progression, which is common in any style, and how to spice it up and make it a little more interesting. So the first thing to understand is that in music we have a tonic chord, and we have other chords that eventually wants to bring us to a dominant chord which wants to resolve back home. So it's called a dominant chord because it has a very dominant character which has lots of tension to it and wants to go back to a certain area within the scale, the most common one being the tonic. But there's also secondary dominance, which means that we can lead into other degrees in the scale. For example, if I'm in E, and instead of going right away into the 6th degree like we just did, we can aim with a secondary dominant. A secondary dominant is going to be located just a fourth below our target. So in this case, C sharp minor, G sharp is going to be our dominant, secondary dominant, which is going to be the 5 of 6. So now instead of just playing 1 into 6, I can create a secondary dominant leading into it. So you can feel the tension into that chord, right? Before we had just like but now it sounds like this. Right, so it's a little bit more interesting. Now, our next chord is supposed to be the 2nd degree, F sharp minor, but we're going to also add a secondary dominant into that. So a 5th above, which is just like a 4th below, is going to be C sharp. We're going to make it a C sharp 7, because then we get even more tension because of this tritone over here. Now this really wants to resolve into the 2nd degree, into F sharp minor. So here's a before and after so far. And here's with the secondary dominance. 5 of 2. Now I can make it a 5 of 5. And then instead of just going into the 5, I can make a sus4 chord on that one. So a sus4 chord is taking the 3rd from any chord and just pushing it up a step, creating this tension within the chord of like a sus4. So it adds a movement of tension within that chord. I can also make that a B7 and then resolve it back. So here's the result. 1, 5 of 6, 6, 5 of 2, 2, 5 of 5, 5 sus4, 5, 7, and back to 1. So now I can take that chord progression and start adding some tensions to it. So for example, I can make this chord, I can make this a major 7, right? And I really like adding 9s to my major 7 chords, so I really enjoy this voicing. For the 5 of 6, the G7, I'm gonna add an 11 and also a flat 13, which is a really interesting sound. Really cool because you get also this suspension of the 11, but also this alteration, like augmented like alteration from the open E string. So we have this. And then we're gonna go to the 6th degree. I'm gonna add a 9. And I can also add a major 7 into it. And then when making that chord a 7 chord as the 5 of 2, I can make it a sharp 9 chord, C7 sharp 9. So we get this really cool voicing, which is an inversion of the Hendrix chord. So far we have this. Ooh, interesting. And then, taking that into the F sharp minor, I can make it a F sharp minor 7 with an 11. And then a dominant 7 with an 11. And then when I go into B sus4, I can make it a sus4 with a 9. So it's going to be, in the case of my voicing, it's going to be A over B, which gives me the root, the 7, the 9, and the 11. And then when going to B7, I really like this voicing with, which gives me the root, the 7, the flat 9, the third, and the 6, which is, if you know the dominant diminished scale, if you're not sure what dominant diminished means, the diminished scale is a really magical scale, and if you're not sure about it, you can check out, I made the special video about just the diminished scale on this channel, so, and then you can resolve it back. So let's do it before and after, okay? Let's do it in 3 levels. The first level was what I just played when I started the video, which is just 1st degree into 6th degree, then 2nd degree into 5th degree, right? Now the second level was just adding some secondary dominants. So we had this. And then I did the sus4 into B7, resolving. Now the final level, the 3rd level, is where I started to go with my imagination and creativity and add notes to those chords, right? So adding tension and some colors. So we get So this is really just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to harmony, but it's a great place to start and understand, the amount of potential that you can find when thinking about harmony. Hopefully this was useful for you. Once again, love bringing you these kind of stuff, and I'll see you in the next video.